Hello, my name is Aaron Mercedes. I am a Kaufman Scholar in Class 7, and today I will be talking about my summer bridge experience and how it's impacted me over the past 5 sessions. And so the first session is Campus Life and Resources, where it caused me to think about the clubs and organizations at my college, Canisius. And so when I was thinking about these clubs, I thought about the two that I wanted to do the most, which is either the swimming team or the fencing club. For the swimming team, I've always had a passion to swim ever since I was little, and I thought about pursuing this in high school, but I thought instead that it might be better to do it in college since it would be a better experience. For fencing, I've always thought that fencing was kind of cool, and I've seen it in movies, and I thought the moves were very interesting. And I've never done it before, so I thought it might be a bit of an adventure to join this club. But aside from the fun, I also want to connect with people through a network. I want to be able to share opinions and experiences within these clubs with the people who are there, and be able to, create lasting bonds that we each other can depend on. And this also applies to my fellow Kaufman scholars on the East Coast, or I think the network that we start to build now as we start talking through email or text or phone, regardless, that we could use those to either help each other and also, or we could and just have them just in case for later. And we could talk to each other about our campus lives and have a greater understanding of each other and try to give help where it's needed. And so for our next session, we have the academic resources session, where for me, I want to major in biology in college. That's what I will be majoring in. And biology entails a lot of math and science courses such as calculus and biology. And so these shouldn't be a problem for me since I've always been strong in these courses in math and science, and my teachers have usually given me praise because of it. And so I don't see myself having that many problems, but in case I do have problems, I know that I can go to the Griffith Academic Center and they can at least give me help, or if they can't give me help automatically, they can at least reference me to a person who can offer me some aid. And so the next session, that we have is the career conference. And in the career conference, I thought about my career, which I want to be a veterinarian. And I want to be a veterinarian because I've always loved animals and I've always had a deep passion for them. But in college, what I want to do is I want to connect my eventual job with my college life, where I want to volunteer at animal events or organizations, or even just volunteer something that includes sciences or math, something that's centered around those key things that my major is involved in and my job will be. So that way it can reflect better on my resume, but also so I can get more involved and more active. But in this, I do know that there will be times where I will have questions while pursuing this goal. And so I know that I can always look to my peers or look to my advisors, and they will give me a good amount of help, or at least point me in the right direction. Or maybe I could even talk to my fellow Kaufman scholars, and they as well could maybe point me in the right direction depending on their major, or they may know someone who can indeed aid me. And so after this, what I have it for the one of the more final sessions is health and wellness. And so for health and wellness at my college, there's a lot of health options. You can go to the gym and work out, and there's places there where you can go. You could have a pass to go out somewhere. I could go to a gym outside of my campus, and it also has very healthy options, very healthy eating. It has options for vegans, options for non-vegans. It fits every single eating style that you would want, and has a variety of different foods at its mandatory food places that it has there for the meal plans. And so while at my campus, I could also look at counseling as a possible help. Even though I haven't really needed counseling over the years, I could still go there if I have problems and talk to them, because they're people like me and they could understand what I'm going through, or even offer me advice. Even though they don't know much about me, I feel that they could at least help me in some way. And so what I also want to do is I want to just keep on constantly maintaining healthy relationships and building more as I progress through my college life. I want to have a healthy life by not only eating well and being active and, possibly going to the counselors every once in a while, but also to connect with people and build relationships, and maybe even talk to my peers or talk to other people and try to have them connect me to even more people, so that way I can start building relationships, building my network, and going on from there. And so, as far as some strategies that I may have to help myself maintain a healthy lifestyle, for me, what I would do is that before I would go to classes, I would most likely exercise and eat a good breakfast before going to classes. And then after my classes, if I can, I would fit in time there if I'm not already in my club. Like I would balance my club activities with with the exercise that I would do. I would most likely do a different exercise than what I'm doing in my clubs, but then also eat as healthy so that way I could have maintained my healthy lifestyle. And so as far as any other sessions, the other sessions that I remember are the Scavenger Hunt session, which was a very interesting. It was like a mock kind of first day or first week session that required us to go around and fulfill certain things. Like we had to make sure we had to make sure our resume was in. Maybe we had a problem and we had to report it to the student police, so things of that nature. And I thought, even though it was hectic and it was kind of annoying for me at times, I thought it was a very interesting exercise that offered at least some insight into how it will be the first couple of days when we get there, when the majority of us freshmen, including myself, won't know exactly where to go. Even though I have looked at the campus map, I still will be confused to an extent because it's like only a top-down view, and I'm like, well, I could get confused in the streets, but I'll figure it out. And I know there will be people that will be able to help me, like such as my class leaders and such. I'm pretty sure they'll be able to help me, and I could probably, flag them down somehow. But in this session, I thought it was really cool, and I especially was intrigued by the cards that I got, even though I got ones that were really annoying, because one of mine was where I had to actually go to the campus police and report something, but then I saw the giant line and I was like, I'm not doing that. But I know that's how it could possibly be at my college during the first couple of days, and so I thought that session was a very interesting one. And so the other session that we did was where we had a session on dressing for success or dressing professionally. And that session was all about giving us tips and ideas as far as how to dress and how to act in the campus setting. And I thought it was a very intriguing one with the main one that I found helpful was the different dress attire and the yes or no, the Instagram one, where I thought it was very funny that I had to pick between the two, but it was also very helpful because I found that the majority of the clothing that I find that I feel to be like dressy casual or business, fit the majority of those standards with the majority of the clothing I have. The only one that I don't think I fit is like business professional per se, because I don't exactly have a full-on suit. But at some point during my freshman year, I almost like I get that early on, because I remember some of the upperclassmen, Kaufman scholars, saying that we would possibly need to wear a suit or a dress, depending on if you're a guy or girl, a couple of times during our first year. And so, aside from that, there isn't really much else that I need to talk about and that I'd like to talk about. I mean, overall, I think the summer bridge experience was a really good experience and really helped me to understand more about my motivations of what I wanted to do for college and what I wanted to get out of college, and how I wanted to improve not only myself but the people around me, and how I want to focus more on getting my studies done and obtaining the job. And I'm very grateful that Kaufman Scholars is allowing me to achieve this even more. So thank you for listening.